Hi, good afternoon, good morning, good evening from whenever you're calling in from or watching this recording from. Hope we had a good week. Well, enjoyed our weekend. And some of us that go to church, hope we had a good time in service. We're in for another week, another opportunity to become great, to become successful. Just drop a few word of encouragement today that just to let you know that there is nothing that you put your mind upon to do that is not gonna work out if you really want it. If you put your mind to do anything and you really want it, it will definitely work out. One of the quotes I always love to quote is nature paves way for the perseverant. No matter how much you hate something, as long as you want it so bad, you can get it as long as you want it so bad. Most importantly, don't feel discouraged. I always like to use this analogy of the water falling on a rock. It will fall on that rock, even if it takes years. At the end of the day, you will find out that that rock will start, that water, as light as it is, it will start creating a dent in the rock. That's the power of perseverance. So no matter where you are at this point in your life, in your for whatever it is that you're doing, whatever business, spirituality, family, whatever it is, whatever you want out of life, you can get it if you really want it so bad and you can put in the work that it requires. Put in the hours. It is very, very important. Hours is really, really important because whatever it is that you want to become good at. If you don't practice, if you don't put in the work, you can never master it. Mastery comes from practice, preparations, and all of those things that the top dogs do, to become what they become. So you have to practice, put in the hours, and practice and practice, and that includes forex as well. To become a master trader, to become a pro trader, you have to put in the work. You have to put in the work. Granted, there is the percentage of where money is involved, capital is involved, and maybe some other people use signals, and then also the other elements of market makers and all of that also affecting the market. But you have a part to play. Your own part is when, if you do the work, some of the other areas where there are some parts where you will not be able to control, but the parts you would be able to control, you would be able to control it well. Now imagine someone that doesn't even know anything. So many things will be working against them. The market makers and the brokers, the fact that they may not even have the finances, the capital to be able to work this out. So they will probably only be depending on signals. That's the only advantage they have. But if you practice, if you know your game, if you know your card, if you know what you're doing, you have an advantage over someone that doesn't have a clue what is going on in the market. So that's why I just decided to take the time to just drop this knowledge today, this nugget, so that we can just be encouraged to just keep trying, keep pushing it. Eventually it will break eventually. So just going straight to what we have for today, the news. A lot of opportunities await us this week, particularly with the Aussie dollar. You can see right from Tuesday here. Tuesday, the whole of that Tuesday is just given to Aussie dollars, Tuesday and Wednesday. So and also this week again is a non-farm payroll week, NFP week. So you have to also put that into consideration as you trade this week. Just remember it again. When I give my analysis on the news, I'm only looking at the high impact news and how it will affect currencies, so as to know which currencies to trade and which ones to probably stay away from. I do not particularly trade the news. So if you trade the news, you can take advantage of the movement, jump in and jump out, but I don't. The trade, if the news comes in and it goes in my direction, albeit if it doesn't, albeit. But one thing I have control over is my stop loss. So this is what the news has in store for us for this week. So guys, just take advantage of that. I'm not going to do more on that one. Straight up to the chart to what we have today. I was really expecting this guy to push to go to this level and break to continue to the downside. I just got my computer back, guys. Just forgot to mention that I just got my computer back. So this is where thank God they didn't actually format it. So they did a number of a few other things, but they didn't format the computer. So I still have the charts that I had from last 2 weeks. It was last 2 weeks or thereabout. But anyway, this is my computer. These charts that I set up. Now, I expected this to drop off this level, but it kind of pushed to the upside. And then I felt, okay, since it broke, I remember what I said, that if it breaks out of this level, why did I choose that level? Because look at it, it's a key level. Price came into it, bounced, came back into a reacted, dropped, came back into a reacted, dropped, came back into it. So I was expecting that to continue to the downside. So I had that belief. I was in it. It came in, took me in, had my stop loss moved in, but somehow price came back and shot all the way to the upside. Now, the reason why but when it came back into that level, I felt, okay, because it broken out of it and then closed above it, came back into it, I decided to take a buy on this level. So I'm currently in a buy, but I'm a bit wary about it, because if I look at it on the daily right now, I see that rejection, and looking at it right here, this looks more or less like a railroad, or is it railroad or twin tower for some of us that know the pattern. Right again. Yep, it looks like a twin tower railroad pattern. So which means that if this is going up, it means when it puts that it's a reversal pattern, it means that this is supposed to be coming down. But so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to be careful. There's no crime, even though following this candle, we might be expecting this to come to the downside. But since I'm already in a buy, what I'm going to do, if the market opens and it hasn't gapped to the downside or whatever it does, I'm going to close it out and see. Even though this was a failed railroad and price continues to the upside, I'm just going to let it go to upside and look for an entry back at this level, because it's still early on. This is not too high for me to put a stop loss. So even though I enter at that level, but that means that my TP will be at this level. Yep, that's 0.90794 based on that previous level, guys. Based on that previous level, this is where price had a reaction. So you see why I trade the higher time frame and what I'm looking for when I trade the higher time frame. So I'm looking for price to get to that level if it's going to or possibly, just to be on the safe side, look at that level, this one right here. Bring this down. Excuse me. Bring this down. So I could possibly be looking at that level, possibly that level. Who knows? Let me keep it here. Let me just keep it somewhere around here. So I could possibly be looking at this level as my TP, this one right here. But if it breaks above that, then I'll be looking at that level next. That's why I look at things on the higher time frame. But because of that railroad, I would be on the safe side and possibly close my trade if I have the opportunity to, and then look for a sell to the downside. So because of that railroad, I'm much biased that price may be coming to the downside. But if it gaps to the upside, I'm just gonna bring my stop loss in, and what that means, because it means, okay, I would be in profit if it gaps to the upside. So even though it comes back down, it's gonna kick me out in profit. So the next one I'm looking at right now is GJ. GJ, sweet trade. I'm just gonna cancel this because this thing happened eventually. I thought it was gonna go back up before the final drop, but that didn't happen. So GJ, good trade. Expected price to come back into that level. Remember, guys, I marked it a few weeks back. I said, okay, if it comes back into here, we can sell. But if it breaks above that, then we can sell at this level. If you guys remember that trade. But then it came into this level, and then it pushed a little bit back up, and then it continued to the downside. Sweet move. That move. And now price broke that level, and as I'm looking for price to come back into that place so that we can do another sell for it to come back down. Generally, we're expecting that to continue to the downside, back into where it got to before. But if it breaks that level, you know what that means. That means it's going to come back all the way down here. That's the next level based on that higher time frame. Yep, so that's that one. Straight up to the next pair that I'm looking at right now, euro Swiss franc. Sweet trade, guys. And what happened here? Price gave that level, After that, it broke it, came back into it, as you can see, and then continued to drop. So what am I really looking for? I'm more biased towards the upside. I'm not really looking to trade the downside right now. I'm more biased towards the upside. So I want price to come back into that structure. You remember this trade, right, where we had that move to the upside. We sold and sold all the way from here. We also entered from here. Although I didn't take cognizance of that level. So I allowed price to come back, and then took me out, in profit, although in profit, but it should have been a massive profit if I had remembered that I had that level marked up, but so right now I came back here. I think I kind of entered somewhere, but I was it just kind of started misbehaving and I left it alone. So now it's back to the downside now. So I'm waiting for you to come back into that level so that I can take it back to the upside. So this is your trade right here. Your trade is in that 1.11610. That is all 600, whichever level you enter in. But that's my level for that trade to the upside. I'm still here. My sell limit is still set up at this level, waiting for that move to occur. So if you want to enter that trade, remember, to the first one, I took it from here, all the way from here, took it down up to that level. The same thing is going to happen. I'm expecting the same thing to happen. But because I don't own these markets, I don't know what it's going to do. I'm just going to be careful too, by still looking at other opportunities, like just in case if that breaks, that what that means. If that breaks, means it's price is going to come. Oh, sorry, price is going to come that low, and then that low. Let me put this one here too because of that level. So possibly we're looking at these levels here to trade if price breaks below that. Yep. So that level and that level. If price breaks below, but you can see it's just a strong level for price to hold. Initially, we're really looking for this head and shoulder to play out, but price came in, played out massively well for us. We entered at this level, price dropped, and then went back up. And it's been doing that. It's been going up and down that level for quite some time. So it's already been there, 1, 2, 3. Who knows? Maybe just break it at this level or just bounce back and continue to the upside. But whatever be the case, we would enter it and then protect it with our stop loss. Yep. So all of these were just movements that we expected to play. I'm just gonna take this out because too many I think this one, I can take this one out as well. Take this one out as well. Yeah, so okay, so yeah, more grace. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's one of my brothers from church. I had praise and worship today. Okay, so now this is NZD card. Guys, you remember NZD card, you know how we've been trading it. We're trying to sell it all the way from that top to that down. I entered, took me out a few, yeah, in a profit, some places loss as well, but I don't really mind. Right now I've left, I don't think I'm in this trade anymore, but I would really love to see it break, come down, but I'm still really looking for the downside. Excuse me, I'm still really looking for the downside, but I'm looking for opportunity to enter it. So if it breaks, it needs to come into this level, then come back into that in that country, because there's still a few pips to go down there from this level. So look for that trade. Look for that trade. I initially thought it was going to give us that inverted head and shoulder at that level. See that move. That inverted head and shoulder. That's what I was expecting to happen. See that one, so that it can continue to the upside. But it kind of went in, and then, well, anyway, it hasn't. There's a massive rejection here, but it hasn't told us it's not done plain. It's done plain that what may happen. The price can just go back there and then do that before continue to the downside. Yep. Sorry about that. Before continuing to the downside. So I'm really looking for, but again, I'm not playing this guy except it comes back into a good level for me to trade. It's already made the move. The move is so, there's no way I would enter this trade at this level. The only other level I would enter this trade is if price breaks this level, comes back into this level, then I will continue to sell. But right now I'm not playing it, so let that one be. The next one is GBP AUD. Generally, GBP, guys, you have to be careful with trading GBP pairs because of the uncertainties with the pound. The European and the British Brexit, whatever that's happening. So you need to be careful if you're trading the pound. Just just try not to stay there forever, because anything can happen. Again, even though you're in the trade, ensure you use stop loss just to manage your trade. So for GBP AUD, I expected that to continue to the downside. You can already see that move really occurred. Price came into that, and then it's already making that move. It's coming down to that level that I created. So yep, if it gets back to that level, who knows? May break that to continue to the downside. But I don't think I'm playing GBP AUD. This time, but if it breaks that level, I don't like the way this all looks for now. I would let it play out and see what happens. GBP JPY looks a bit better than this ones in terms of levels. I don't like when I see all of these moves, all of these things. I don't like it, and I need to see clear levels. So might as well just do something like this if I want to scalp this. Possibly just do something like this, do that. That would mean a lot of lines in my chart. So if I decide to do that, so it means I'll be looking at taking TPs at any of this level. So you could do that yourself if price breaks that level. Price breaks this level, comes into that, breaks that, and then you can take a sell at that level down here, but TP at this level. If it breaks that, take a sell at that level down here, break that then to that level. But what could also possibly happen is for price to come back into that level, then return up before continuing to the downside. So, but just whatever it is, whatever plays out, ensure you use your stop loss to manage that. So, but I'm not playing GA this week, except there's a good reason. But given the fact that AUD, there's a lot of AUD news coming up, so who knows, maybe something would come out of it. Okay, the dollar index, remember guys, I was expecting that to continue downside. It came down quite all right. We've been playing that. We played that move, saw it from way back. It followed our pattern exactly as we thought it would. So we expected that to continue. Yes, it came down, but then it was short-lived and it went back up and it came down again, and it's just been doing the same thing. But generally, I'm expecting this to continue to the downside. Nobody knows how far it's gonna go. Who knows? May just continue all the way down. But generally, my main bias for this trade was that inverted head and shoulder. That move. Okay, sorry, I expected this to continue. My main bias was that inverted head and shoulder for price to do this, to break that, see that 1, 2, that move. I expected that to continue, but it hasn't happened. Where we're looking for price to break is out of that level. But you know how it is with the dollar, it's manipulated. If price breaks out of that, this is where we're going to. But again, we may not get that easily. See what happens. Look at all of this. It's manipulation, all of that, because they could have just given us what we needed when price did that. Could have just continued that, but what did they do? They dropped it, went up again, dropped it, and now they're doing the same thing. So we're expecting this to come down here and then possibly bounce again and then keep doing that, possibly keep doing. As you see, it reduces, the levels keep reducing. So maybe this is what may happen, and then price will finally break out and then continue to the upside, or possibly create another one of their movements for you to keep doing that. But anyway, whatever be the case, I won't really sit down on the dollar, because we look at that to look at this, because they move in opposite directions. Look at here, the head and shoulder, and see it's the same thing. So basically, this may go up again, like we have said here. We thought this would happen. It happened, was going up, but then it's short-lived, came back down, and then it's beginning that journey again. So expecting this to continue to the downside, then possibly continue down. Who knows? But anyway, if you're not already in this, I got into this level, perfect entry, but I didn't want to allow it to come down, and it was a good decision for me to have gotten out. So I got out, and then price dropped so bad, and then now it's going back up again. But it's all good. I'm not really looking to enter this buy. The buy has already occurred. So maybe if it comes back down, you can look to buy it again, or wait till it breaks that level to see if you can get your sell. So that's EU, but not looking to play that one again today. This one as well is almost close to where we are looking for it to bounce to, because if you look at it from way back, see that move, that. So we're expecting that to happen again, for USD Swiss franc to happen, and then price will bounce up. But generally, price may just continue to the downside, not necessarily because of the USD, but possibly because of either the USD or the Swiss franc. Remember, yes, there's correlation, but you also have to remember that these other currencies, they have personalities as well. So anything is possible. This can actually continue to the downside, do that, and then you see it drop. But yep, your next level of trade will possibly be at that level or this level for you to buy back to the upside if you're going to scalp this one. But nothing for me to trade in this one, so I'm not really putting my money in that basket. This one is a very scary, dangerous one that we have to be careful, because we expected that inverted head and shoulder to play out, but as it is, price is just pushing down. But again, I'm not worried. I have my stop loss. My stop loss just here, but price came into it and then rejected. Now it's going. This is where I entered at very perfect level. So I expected that move to happen. This move here, bounce, and you see that's where I have my stop, my sell limit, buy limit, and yes, pick me up and then push down my stop loss somewhere around here. And what did you notice? Price came back. For some of us that saw that move, came into it, and then it's doing that. So who knows? I may be so fortunate, and then price would, do what it used to do to me, coming back into it and then push me to the upside. But then only some other thing is possible. We could just do that again and then drop. So continue to that downside, but anything is possible. It could just be as a result of the GBP issues or GBP news release or whatever. But again, stop loss is in place. Not worried about that move. Not worried about it at all. Yep. What I'm really looking to trade this week, if I find opportunities, this guy, NZD/USD, good trade, wonderful trade, one of those trades I like to see. Why? Because as you can see, it's near, very close to the bottom. So I want it to come back down, pick me in, because I'm already here waiting for it, and then push me to the upside. Remember how I like to hold my trade. Could be there or it could be here. Yep. Could be there, any one of those two places. So we'll have one here or have one there. Yep. So but if I have one at this level, means possibly move my stop loss into that level or move it beyond that level, but I will not go beyond this level. My two positions will not go beyond these two levels. I'm not looking to sell this pair. My main buyer is for the upside. So enter that 0.4350 to take me to the upside. So, but what that also means is that I may not even get that. The price may just leave me behind, to continue up, going up. So what I may do is just look for an entry at this level. Look for an entry at that level. Let me put that in very well. Come on. I like to have my line straight here. So may look for, if I miss all of that move, maybe a risky move. I don't like to enter a trade in the middle or when it's already begun. I like to enter it at the bottom. But because this just seems like a very good trade, so I may just take advantage of, consider this to be the double bottom and then look for that to happen, and then possibly that may be the trade I may be looking to trade if this doesn't come back down. AUD/USD, same thing. I'm waiting for price to come back into that level. Same thing like NZD/USD now. Same price to come back into this level. Where is it now? Where are you? Come back into it and push me up, or come back into here to push me up. So any of those two levels, but basically AUD/USD needs to go up. I'm looking for it to take me all the way to the top as well. Same thing with NZD/USD, all the way to the top of that level. From here to that top. Remember, we've been waiting for that to happen because of that movement. See it? It's not being able to break away from these two places, two levels. So that's what we're waiting for. So if you want to take that, let me put this as well, just in case. Ooh, nope, don't spoil that for me. So maybe this level as well, just for something for an early exit, just in case. Yep. All right. So that's that one. Euro NZD, another good trade. Another one we've been traded a few, waited in a long time and then played out nice, and then now I'm out of it. I'm looking for opportunity to enter again. So see that move, it's been going up and down. So now it's back up. What are we waiting for it to continue to the downside? And as you can see, it's putting a head and shoulder here. So I'm waiting for that to play out, that head and shoulder to kind of drop into that level, and then I would getting my entry. I don't know. I think I was okay. I wasn't in it. I should have been in this trade. I don't know how I missed it. That was a wonderful entry there. So yep. So I'm expecting. I don't know if I'm in it. I don't think I am, but if I'm in it, that would be awesome. So that's my level right there. I'm gonna look for a sell at that level and then continue to the downside. Hold it all the way down here. Hopefully that plays out. So if you're looking for that trade as well, that's your level right there. Look for that level. Look for that. Let me see if I can put a number to it. It's close to that. Yes, about what 1.705560 level. Yeah, 1.705. No, 1.70500 level. And say okay, possibly. Let me do it 1.70500 level. So that may be your level right there on 1.70500. So yep, that may be your level to look for a trade at, but again, just it doesn't have to be that perfect. Could be with before it or just a few pips after that, but that's your level. AUDNZD, this is the one I'm in. Yep, I just was fortunate enough to enter and the gapped and came back and close the gap. So right now looking for if we your buy, another level for buy would be that level. I expected it to come down into that level, but then it's already happened. It's all good. So a buy, you can look for another buy if it comes back into that. Let me draw that line for you. Where is it now? You may look for another buy if it comes back into it to push you up. But if that doesn't happen and price continues to go to the upside, then this is your buy here. It's your next buy at that level. So that price can continue because I'm more biased towards the upside as well, just like the rest of it. Let's take this out of the way so I can see what I'm doing. So I'm more biased towards the upside. Yeah, as you can already see why I'm more biased towards the upside. Inverted head and shoulder, that move. You can see it for yourself, guys. Yep. So that's that, that, that. So I'm more biased towards the upside because of that inverted head and shoulder. Okay. So your entry is either that level price comes back or that level price breaks above that. USD, US 30. Yep. If you remember this one, I said it was because I saw that head and shoulder playing out. So I said, okay, so let's look for trade. Let's look for this to come down into that level from where it was at that level. So we waited for it to come down and then retest that level. So some people could have gotten that move because as you can see, came back into it and now it's dropping. If you trade that, if not, just leave it alone. Oil again, not a sweet trade. Been looking for that move. I wonder why I didn't enter. I had an opportunity to take another trade from here. I entered at this level 2 trades. In fact, I entered another one here. I think another one somewhere around here, but price took me out. Came down, then took me out. So I wasn't vexed. I had an opportunity to enter another one, but I was skeptical. And then look at what happened. I feel terrible. That would have been 3. But yes, I still have 2. So more opportunity will be for price to come back into that level, that 54.60 or 4.9 level, as you can see. So let price come back. It may just drop here and then come back, or just turn back at where it is and then continue to the downside. So possible next final level will be 42.40 for oil. 42.40. Yep. What next? What next? What next? Before I wrap it up, Euro Aussie. Okay, just didn't want to look at this one, but anyways, opportunity will be for it to come back here for me to look for a sell. Why that? Let me see why I'm looking for a sell at that level. Yep, price hasn't broken away from those levels for quite some time. That would be some serious push up for it to break above that level to go that high. So I'm more particular about the downside. So what are we looking for? That opportunity to sell, because that's a strong level. So that level could be your move to the downside, or that level could be your move to the downside. So whichever one you choose, because but the gap here is too wide. So you have to be careful. If you enter at this level and it pushes up, then it means you probably have to have your stop loss somewhere here. So you can take the loss and then look for another entry. But if you can get it to get a good entry from that level, this is where your TP would be, all the way from here down here. That's about how many pips? 600 pips, guys. If you can get it from that level down to that level, at 600 pips. You can get it all the way from that level down here. That's almost 900 pips. Yep. So our trade, this is a strong level. Reason what being because see, price get there, got there, drop, got there, drop, got there, drop. So I'm looking for it to go back into right now. What I'm seeing now is this move. This is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing that move. Okay, I'm hearing from you. Okay, all right, all right. Okay, I'm seeing that move. Yep, for price to push up. So that may happen. Sorry about all of this. Should just stop this. I don't know how to. I would have to navigate out of this, but it's fine. Please just bear with me. Okay, so I expect this to happen, then price to push up to the upside. And then from there, you can start looking for your sell down here. But if that happens, if that price breaks above, I assure you that this will be the level. Possibly might just push you up and then continue to the downside. But anyway, I'm looking to take this trade at that level. So just watch it. You can put a sell limit here, but put a stop loss there because I can't guarantee that it may not push up because it's already been here. So it may just push up again to test that level again, and then before making the move to the downside. Yep. GBP, I'm gonna ignore this one, although it's playing out the way we thought it would. Come back into it and then continue exactly as we thought it would. So because it's another pound, to be careful. So that level, key level 2. So your trade may be when price comes back into it as well. But we can't possibly trade everything in one day. So price may come back into that before that move up, or come back into that before that move up. Yep. So, but yeah, it's playing out the way we thought it would. Again, we can't possibly trade everything. AUD JPY price is also playing out the way we thought it would. Come back into it and then it's dropping. I may not be trading this one again. Reason being because I can't trade everything, although they are all playing out the way we wanted them to play out. The reason why this level because it's been there before. It's broken out of that. I expected this to come. I was more particular about the upside because of that strong level, but it was able to break it. Now that it's broken, it would continue to the downside, possibly get to the place that it's been to before pushing back up. So it's already made its move. So I'm not really looking to trade it. So next one, Eurocard. Anything to trade here? Seen a channel. You can see it's going up and down. So nothing for me to trade at this level until price comes back into this level. Then I can look for buy to the upside, or price breaks out of that level, then I can look for a buyer. But generally, I'm more particular about the buy, not the sell. I'm not looking to sell this thing for any reason. See, as you can see, the levels strong levels, so, and it's in the down trend. So it's already in the down. So remember, always sell high and buy low. So now I'm waiting for price to come back down. That is where my trading level would be, and then take it to the upside, come back into it, and then my upside. So this is the level I'll be looking for: trade 1.48750 or 1.47940. So that means that if you enter a trade at this level and it doesn't play out, let me see how many pips apart are they if you can take the two at the same time. Let's see. Okay, it's a lot of pips in between. So you have to be, if you enter this level, then you have to put your stop loss somewhere around here, and then take the loss. And then if it comes back into this level, then you can look for your trade at that level, then from there you can recover the loss that you took from that first one. USD card, more particular about the downside for this guy, why strong level alert, so if that comes back into that level, I'm expecting price to come do that and then drop me. Yep, or possibly, who knows, we might just do what it wants to do in terms of keep doing this, me just keep pushing like this, keep pushing and then possibly either break to the downside or break to the upside. I'm not really sure it's gonna do the break to the upside and continue. That would be too much, be too much. So I'm really let me see if I can consider that. Yeah, because if you notice that something similar happened here, you can see, that a move and then drop, and that's happening again, pushing up. So I'm expecting that to also drop. Yep, but if that plays out to the top, I'm just gonna ignore it. Oh, I think I will not ignore it because that's a massive move. But I strongly doubt it's gonna push up, break that level, and then continue. But if it does, there's no crime in us looking for a move. We just have to wait for price to play out, and then we'll look for action, whatever we can do, so that we can take us to the upside. Yep, but that's still a good way to the upside if it does break out to the upside. But I'm more particular about the downside for USD CAD. Gold, nah, I'm gonna ignore gold. I'm not really looking for anything gold. Neither do I'm looking for anything on USD JPY for now. Just ignore this one. I think maybe from here we might see some form of upside because it's come to that level. Who knows? May just push up again, then continue down. Yep, for USD JPY. But I'm not really looking to trade this one. So my trade for this week, guys, again is USD NZD Swiss franc. This one Euro NZD AUD USD needs to come back down. NZD USD needs to come back down. GU, I'm still holding this one down. And then this one AUD Euro Z price to come back into that, and then. But again, I'll keep you posted on the outcome as they play out. I'll keep sending on the chats. That's one of the benefits of being on this platform. We can trade together. I can see them live and then post it to us so that we can trade it together. All right. Thank you, guys. I'm glad that you can watch this. If you have any questions, please just let me know, and I would be glad to help whatever way I can. Thank you. God bless you.